Alright everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. In this one we've got some good news and we've got some bad news on the channel. We'll start with the good news first. We have another shirt giveaway. Listen, look, we've been given this one by Alexander Nielsen, channel member. If you weren't on the live stream, you'll not know about this, but if you were, you'll know. This shirt got donated. He's Danish. He brought it over from Denmark and it's a Ericsson football top, obviously. And we'll be giving it away to years lot. This one is a size extra large for the bigger fella. Not fit Stephen though. And now the bad news. Stephen is leaving the channel. Yes, he's leaving. He's joining E17 basically. He's rang us this morning and he says, Paul, I've been given a contract with E17 and I'll not be able to do the channel anymore. Here's a clip. Alright, it's gonna be alright. But all jokes aside, this man gets himself about. I don't know how he does it, but he's everywhere. Right, starting off with a game. It was obviously finished Coventry 0, Sunderland 0. For me, I see this as a positive result. It's following on from the Rotherham game, we won 2-1, got 3 points finally on the board. That was a really, really good point away. Coventry, they did outstanding last season. They nearly got into the Premier League, so we've got to keep that in mind. We played this game without a striker and obviously the Luke 19 situation in defence. Comment below quickly, who do you think got man of the match? I'm going to give you mine now. I thought it was Luke 19. I thought he had a good game against Rotherham and he followed it up with an even better game. An absolutely amazing week for the lad. He signed his new contract. You obviously seen his heroic saving a Labrador, giving it, resuscitated it as well. And he put in a man of the match performance for me against Coventry. He was really good in the air. He was clearing everything. Come under a lot of criticism, some rightly so, but it's not his fault really. He's been asked to play a position and he's starting to excel in that position now. He's getting better and better every game. Further up the pitch though, I didn't really like to put too much criticism on players who's very young, and that's Abdullah Bar. For me, that is not his position. Like I say, he's been asked to play positions where obviously didn't suit the lad. He didn't have the best of games out on the wing, and Mowbray did take him off. Probably is a bit too late for my opinion in the second half. He was getting down the wing, looking all right, and then his decision making in the final third just wasn't up to scratch. Like sometimes he was flashing a shot across, like a shot come across the box to nobody. But for me personally, I thought it was a shot. There's a few times he did it. Like I say, his decision making. There was a chance, right, where we could have took the lead 1-0. All he had to do is look up and square it, and he hits it against the player, and they come away with the ball. And I was thinking, oh, that could have been 1-0. I think a 0-0 was a fair result. There was a shout for a penalty for us. Something the referee was looking for it. And for Coventry. Sneaking in. I didn't see it in the game. I missed it. It was a long throw. Came in, I thought 09 done well to clear it, but on replay it does come off his arm, so he clears it out with his arm. I've seen them given, but him and Ellis Sims went up together and he was off balance as well, so I can understand why the officials, who I thought had a good game as well, didn't give it. The yellow cards what they give, I think it was Ekwa and I'm not sure who else, but there were yellow cards, I'm not even going to lie. One of their players could have been sent off, and I'm sure it was that Palmer who was, he was like a thorn in our side all game. He was really good. I'm very surprised they took him off, to be honest, and I was relieved when they did take him off. I thought he was always a threat going forward, and I think Coventry will score a lot of goals with them three in the team, like Godden. I think he's always a threat. And Ellis Sims, Ellis Sims, to be honest, he didn't do out. I was enjoying the battle between him and Hume, especially in the first half, and they were putting some decent challenges in on each other. £8 million, really? Is he going to be replacing Gukaresh? They obviously brought on Wright as well. He didn't do really much either, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. But it was a good game. It was two evenly matched teams. And I was enjoying it, even though it was only a 0-0. There was still chances at either end. I thought Sunderland started the second half much better than Coventry, and we were pushing them, and it looked like we were going to get the goal. But it didn't fall. There was no clear cut chances. Like I say, obviously 09 blocking it. Patterson made some reasonably comfortable saves, but for me it was a great result and a nice clean sheet for Pato. So I'm happy with the lads' performance, especially down at their place where they've been last season. They were solid in defence. and they've just turned our Middlesbrough 3-0. You know what I mean? So getting a draw down there and keeping a clean sheet in the process, we're going to only be positive. There was a few times Hamia, I thought it should have been more vocal, and I'll put a screenshot here in the position where he didn't, throughout this play, he didn't ask for the ball. He wasn't commanding a pass. He was in perfect position. He should have screaming. Any other centre half would have been screaming out for that ball. Get it into my feet. Get it into my feet. And he didn't. He was just going through the motions. But that can come with age as well. We've got to bear in mind he's very, very young, and I think he will come good. He had a really good pre-season. He's scoring goals for fun, and then all of a sudden the stuffing's been knocked out of him from Ipswich, I think, and he just doesn't look the same. But I don't think that's down to Hamia himself. I think it's the service. You've got to get quality service, especially in the air. Didn't put it down to his feet. Put it in the air and he'll do well. The game just before this, he played a pre-season game. He scored mint one with his head, and then there's another clip where it's at his feet, and he's just ball rolling it, and he's fanning on with it too much, and he ends up squaring it, and now comes of it. But he should have took the shot earlier. But we've got to have patience with these young players, and that's what I feel with Bar and with Hamia we need to do. But I want to quickly mention McFadzean for them. Listen, he does what he does very well. Like, he can... There was an opportunity in the game where he got tackled and he didn't even get touched, but he went down, won the free kick. Now, I think that was very good play from him and like a wise move to make as we were further up the pitch. You know what I mean? He used his head. But when he's defending, he's physical. He was solid for them. I would even go far much to say he was man of the match for them. Right, but looking at it, we've got to take the positivities out of this game. Like I said, Coventry was a good team. They've spent a lot of money. Obviously, they've recouped a bit as well, but they've brought players in that can hurt teams and goal scorers as well. So for me, to keep a clean sheet was a good point. And before the game, you could have asked anybody. The majority of the comments on our videos were saying we want to get beat, and that they would take a point. They would snap your hand off. So, you know, you've got to tap the positivities out of that, and that was a good clean sheet. It was two evenly matched teams, in my opinion. Right, looking at the way Sunderland supporters are at the minute, there's not a lot of optimism regarding our fan base at the minute. You've got to take the positivities out of that. We've got Rusin, who is more or less coming in. He's not far from signing work permits or whatever it may be, is just holding it up. But apparently it's meant to be a done deal. Also, we've got players coming back from injury. We've got Corey Evans, who will be welcome with open arms into that midfield at the minute. Even though I would still think Ekwah and Dan Neil is starting to work up a good partnership. Yes, there's something still missing, but I think that's further up the pitch for me. Stewart, not far. Who else? Embo on the bench. Absolutely over the moon for Elliot Embleton to finally be getting back onto the bench of what it seems like an eternity. He's going to be like a new signing, singing him on the pitch as well, so he can somehow try and get his name onto the starting 11. Now I want to quickly talk about Pritchard and Danny Bart. It's nice to have players who didn't want to leave the club and want to stay here and fight for the shirt and fight for their spot in the starting 11. Normally we're used to players digging well and then gnashing off, but Bart apparently has said he wants to stay at Sunderland and fight for his spot. He refused a move to Blackburn, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. Obviously, you know our thoughts on Danny Bart and how we feel is if he should be starting. I can see the headache now as 09 is putting in good performances week in, week out. But it was just a shock to the system to see 09 being played there when we'll have our player of the season, you know, on the bench. Pritchard, I thought, you know, when he comes on, he does look good. He looks sharp, and I think he should be starting. I would probably start him out with Dak, to be honest, at this moment in time. Right, Pritchard, he said he's digging his heels in. He doesn't want to leave the club. He's made this place his home. The only way he'll go on is if he gets pushed out. Now, for me, Pritchard starts, never mind be on the brink of getting transferred out the club. You know what I mean? Ross Stewart, can't wait for him to be back in red and white yet again. God, we've missed that lad so much. Will he be the same player when he comes back? Only time will tell. We do have Mienda, who Mowbray was speaking highly of him before he picked up his injury. He's a striker. We've got Hamia, striker, obviously Ross Stewart, and then Rusin's meant to be close. So if we get him in, that's four strikers. Yes, two of them are injured. I do get that. and Hami is not having the best of games. Let's be honest, he hasn't had that much service to him in the air and anyway where that's, I'd probably say that's where he excels in. But nonetheless, listen, I'm a glass half full rather than a glass half empty. Remember the beginning of the transfer window when everyone was saying Speakman's gone mad, look at him cooking, he's bringing this one in, that one in, and then literally a couple of bad results, and did go quiet regarding the striker situation. A bit too quiet for my liking. A lot of fans turned for the worst, in my opinion, regarding the feel-good factor what we did have at the end of the season, which I do understand that as well, I really do. But get a striker in, maybe a right wing as well, because Roberts, bad kind of player there, let's be honest. That's not his position. Bennett, he's not, technically he's a left wing, but he can play in that position. But we haven't got an out-and-out right winger at the club, so I would like a right winger, maybe a proper solid centre mid, ball playing midfielder as well. And if maybe one or two others, it's always nice to have bodies in, because you know how bad Sunderland suffer over the years, for God knows how many years, regarding injuries. Look at last season for proof. It's mental. Like I said, the game, I thought we're doing well against a good Coventry side. We matched them up, and either team could have nicked it in the end. Look, when I got man of the match for me, what a week he's had. And I'm looking forward to Southampton. We get a good result against Southampton, and then that should turn some supporters back the other way, because Southampton are a good team. If we manage to even get a draw or win the game, I'll be very, very happy. Obviously, I'll be wanting us to win if we're bringing a striker by then. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, see you in the next video.